And leave it to contrarian badass Reggie Middleton.
Yeah.
Reggie walks in looking really cool. He's got a Google Glass on, and I'm like, man, that's cool. And
did he walk
what did
like
you?
that?
Yeah, he walked like that. That's how you walk if you've got Google
like
Glass
that?
on. Everyone
Really?
walks real.
Yeah.
Reggie Middleton.
Reggie Middleton.
Reggie Middleton.
Oh, he doesn't mince his words. We're talking about Reggie Middleton.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yesterday, I made two videos, back to back. Unusual for me to put that much content out in a day, but basically I was focusing on Circle, the Stablecoin Wars. Of course, these are Stablecoin Wars that nobody who reads the crypto media even knows about, because the crypto media is truly not news worthy, or it's not a news dissemination vehicle. They are really, at least most of them, are internal corporate PR machines. And then I promised today I would show an empirical analysis of how Circle could not return the collateral or the full collateral to USDC holders if there was a 100% run on the bank and if rates were shooting up. I gave a 1 month analysis yesterday. I'm going to give the full analysis today. But before we get into that meat, I'm going to show two clips from BitBoy, someone who I just found out about not too long ago. And I'm not endorsing him or, knocking him down. But he did happen to answer a question that we brought up yesterday, and that's in regards to whether money from Barry Silbert's digital currency group ended up in Circle. Listen up. Interesting.
Now, back to Barry Silbert, VC investor CEO. I know we've gone over this before on the channel, but check this out. Digital currency group. And
if you remember in my video yesterday, I said that I would be willing to bet that DCG's funds somehow ended up in Circle because DCG owns Coindesk, and Coindesk refuses to report anything positive on Reggie Middleton or Veritasium. Anything at all, despite the positive things we've done. They refuse to report on the patent infringement lawsuit against Circle and USDC, which covers practically all of their business. And then BitBoy, I saw this BitBoy video, and lo and behold, what a surprise. Check it out.
investor. Let's check out Barry Silbert's investments on record. Circle, private equity round, $440 million, $25 million back in July of 2020, $110 million, $50 million, $17 million going back as far as 2014. March 2014. That's interesting. Do you know what happened in February of 2014? Mt. Gox crashed. Beginning of the bear market. Then you fast forward to the summer of 2014. What happens? The creation of the federal bit license in New York. Not a coincidence. Circle rearing up right before we get regulation at the heart of banking, Wall Street, when it comes to Goldman Sachs and Circle. So we know Barry is heavily invested in Circle. Well, check this out. Circle, who are they partnering with? Deepening our partnership with BlackRock. That's right, guys. Through our partnership with BlackRock, we've begun investing in the Circle Reserve Fund to manage a portion of the USDC reserves. Open your eyes. BlackRock is trying to manage USDC for Circle. Think about this. This has massive implications when it comes to institutions and TradFi in crypto. We don't want them here. And yet...
So, hey, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably not a platypus. So we're gonna focus on Circle. Yesterday, I also did analysis saying that Circle would not be able to pay back their USDC token holders in the event of a run on a bank during spiking interest rates. I give an example for November, last month, basically, a month and change ago. And I showed you mathematically how that occurred. Well, I had my analytical team go through the entire year. Check this out. Now, this is an important point. The BlackRock Circle Reserve Fund is a short-term fixed income investment grade fund. Basically, BlackRock will be managing the monies that Circle brings in from selling its USDC in conjunction with Coinbase, their partner, who also was sued by Veritasium Capital, one of our companies. In my initial analysis of Circle, I brought up concerns that all the assets were on Circle's balance sheet. They were not bankrupt remote. Basically, if Circle gets sued or becomes insolvent, has to file for bankruptcy, all of those USDC funds get wrapped up in there. Circle's CEO, Jeremy Allaire, said, no, that's not true. They're segregated. Okay, I believe he said that. Okay, segregated bank accounts, but treasury bills are not located in bank accounts. Blase, 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 blase. And then this BlackRock managed reserve fund comes up, and it only has one customer, and that customer is Circle. Wait a minute. So if Circle is the only customer of the BlackRock Reserve Fund, then Circle is the counterparty to BlackRock, not the USDC holders. So if something happens, the USDC holders do not have a claim directly on the BlackRock funds. Circle does. Counterparty risk, through the roof. Credit risk, through the roof. Circle is a junk rating. Think about this.
Of course, this is here on the website, The Block, as you can see here. Of course, The Block CEO took $27 million from Alameda. So did that affect this article? Not really sure. Coinbase customers around the world can now earn up to 1.5% APY on USDC. And also, as you know, recently, they made 0 trading fees on swapping Tether to USDC. Why? You may be wondering, if Gemini has their own stablecoin and Circle and BlackRock want to go after them, what about Coinbase? Well, you may not know this. Is USDC Circle or Coinbase? Launched in 2018, USDC is managed by Center, a consortium formed to improve the mainstream adoption of stablecoins. Coinbase, along with the Boston-based financial services company, Circle, is the founding member of the consortium, switched to a trusted stablecoin, USD coin. It's in the name, USD coin. We know Jerome Powell back in.
So, as was stated, Veritasium Capital has filed a suit against Circle for patent infringement, alleging that the vast majority of Circle's revenues and revenue drivers infringed the patent. Veritasium Capital also filed suit against another company, Coinbase, alleging the same, that the vast majority of Coinbase's revenue drivers infringe on its patent. Digital Currency Group is a significant investor of both Coinbase and Circle. So now, as you can see, there may not be a surprise as to why Coindesk, which is owned by DCG, has never ran a positive article, was forced to run the article on Coinbase and included unadjudicated claims from allegations from the SEC, and totally ignored the Circle lawsuit. Now, this is important because the Circle lawsuit and the Coinbase lawsuit and what's happening at MakerDAO, as we explained yesterday, is the precursor. It's not even a precursor. It is past the beginning of what we could call the stablecoin and the patent IP wars. Members of MakerDAO are a hair's width away from having to pay significant damages. It could be assessed to the large VC funding and investors of MakerDAO and the owners of the governance tokens. Coindesk doesn't want you to know that. Do you see the risk that Coindesk has put you at? Because Coindesk is an internal PR machine and not a news agency or not a media concern, a news media concern. Now, I'm not picking fights with Coindesk, but enough is enough. If you want the truth from an analytical perspective, from a fundamental analysis perspective, come to Reggie Middleton, Boom Bust Blog, Veritasia.
2020 already said they're open to using the private sector for a digital dollar. All right, back to this article on Coinbase. There's now another reason to use the most trusted and reputable digital dollar. Starting today, customers globally will earn up to 1.5% APY on their USD coin. That's approximately 1,500 times more than you will earn on dollars in the bank. Now customers globally can earn rewards on their USDC while taking advantages of its many uses. Many uses? It's a dollar. What are you going to do with it? So a 1.5% yield, is that great in crypto though? Not really. We've seen 6 to 8%, not that they've worked over the long term, but here on BlockFi, this is what they were offering. 7 over the long term, but here on BlockFi, this is what they were offering. 7% returns on USDC. What else? GUSD. Gemini becoming a major player on the stablecoin stage. New APY, 7.5%. Guys, this spat between bad-haired Barry, you know how I feel about people with bad hair, and the Winklevost twins. It's about more than frozen funds and billion-dollar loans. It's about a stablecoin. It's about USDC becoming the digital dollar and digital currency group. Goldman Sachs, BlackRock, Circle, Coinbase, running over every competitor to keep them from achieving their dream of becoming the digital dollar. This is where we get into the really interesting thing about this. Crypto exchange, FTX, is working on creating a stablecoin according to a report. This was written on October 27th, 2022, the day I turned 40 years old. FTX announced they were working on creating a stablecoin. CEO SBF told the big whale in an interview. Now, October 27th, 2022, November 2nd, 2022, the balance sheet of FTX is leaked to Coindesk, a DCG-controlled media arm. They literally own it. November 9th, CZ dumps FTT, and the rest is history. I would like to submit as evidence FTX getting brought down. Yes, they were insolvent. Yes, it was their fault. More tied to this article than any article that you've ever read. Stablecoins. This is where the banks plan to control crypto, plan to control privacy, make it where you can't spend your own money. It's dangerous, dangerous, dangerous territory. Circle, Goldman Sachs, Digital Currency Group, Barry Silbert, they're positioning to become the one-stop shop. Sam Bankman-Fried got in their way. Winklevost twins getting in their way. Be careful. It's a dangerous place to be.
So, that was an interesting hypothesis and a very, very interesting collection of media articles from the non-media sites, okay, or at least the non-news sites. I can't disagree with the man. It's just that simple. If Sam Bankman-Fried and the Winklevost twins did get in the way, well, you saw what happened to Sam Bankman-Fried. Of course, he, had a lot of weak points that could be pushed upon, but he also wielded a large amount of capital and influence, and down the toilet he went anyway. Of course, part of the reason why he might have went down the toilet because he might have been feces related, but I'm not going to get into that. I haven't really commented on that. I don't want to start. The Winklevost twins are a different story. If something happens to them, then, that conspiracy theory may have some weight. And, Lord knows we don't want anything to happen to a tall, brown-skinned gentleman, handsome, hyper-intellectual polymath, humble. So, all jokes aside, let's get to the circle analysis. I'm not going to draw this out anymore because I'm busy telling jokes. Remember, when interest rates go up, bond prices go down. As yields go up, bond values go down. Circle did not report an attestation and QSP by QSP or security by security analysis of its holdings until roughly about mid-year. So from January for a few months on into 2022, we didn't know what was going on. So we did an analysis of their holdings to see how sensitive it would be to rate increases. We assumed, empirically assumed what happened during that period of the year they didn't report. And where they did report, we were able to just take the actual bonds and calculate what would happen if and as, now we can look back in the rearview mirror, interest rates went up. And as I suggested, rates skyrocketed from about 5 basis points to a high of almost 4.7%, over 8,300% increase in rates, and bond prices dropped. Now, these are short duration, short maturity bonds, treasury bills. They went down as low as 3 months, 90-day bills. But you want to know something? The rates went up so steeply and so fast that even those bonds decrease in price. And so if you hold a 90-day treasury bill for 90 days, you would get all of your principal back and all the interest promised. It's all original issue discount, so it's offered at a discount and it's redeemed at full price, okay, with the imputed interest in there. But if you sell before the maturity, you don't get your interest. And since the price of the bond went down, you don't get the full principal that you put out. The reason why the price goes down, for those who are not well-versed in finance, is if you have a $100,000 note, paying 10%, that would be paying $10,000 a year. If rates went up to 20% and you wanted to sell your $100,000 note, nobody's going to give you $100,000 for it, paying 10%, because everybody else is now getting 20% on that same $100,000. So in order for you to sell it, you would have to discount it. To discount it to the point that will match everybody else's interest income, you would have to bring the yield from that note up to the equivalent market yield of 20%. 20% is twice of 10%. So to get a $100,000 10% note, the yield 20%, you'd have to chop it in half. $10,000 of $50,000 is 20%. So that would be a 50% drop, right, in the price of that note, or the value of that note if you were to sell it, if rates doubled and skyrocketed. That's why bond prices go down when bond yields go up, the inverse relationship. This really, really hurts Circle. Take a look at this graph. I'm going to put it here, screenshot it. I'm going to put it on this video. I want you to screenshot it and study it. And I'm going to go so far as to give you the supporting calculations. I'm going to put it right after this, right after the graph screenshot. You can pause the video, screenshot it, go through it yourself. No secrets here. Now, think about the risk of Circle. Okay, if there was a run on the bank during the Luna, the Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX, debacle, and there was a run, you're not getting your money back unless Circle could dig in and pay the shortfall. If they can't, you're not getting your money back, period, unless they get it from an external source. Is that a AAA risk? Of course not. Is that a dollar replacement? Not even close. Then add on to the fact that Circle was sued for patent infringement, and the plaintiff is alleging practically their entire business infringes. If that's a win, it's a potential for a cease and desist order or injunction that puts them out of business, or they may have to pay a royalty, which drops their margins for a company that's already had a going concern warning from their auditor when they tried to go public. Circle's a mess, okay? High risk. Now, I'm not saying they're going to go out of business. I'm not saying they're a defunct company, but I am saying that they're nowhere near investment grade rating, nowhere near dollar replacement, not even close. What they are is return-free risk. Peace, and come back to this channel at Reggie Middleton on Twitter, or the Reggie Middleton YouTube channel. I don't even know what it's called, but you can find it, and listen for some more real analysis, real news from primary sources without the hidden PR agenda, right? I push things veritasium, and that's what I do, and I push fundamental analysis. So I gave full disclosure. I am an owner of Veritasium Capital. Veritasium Capital, has filed suit against Coinbase and against Circle. Okay, and there's a lot more stablecoin analysis coming up within the next month or two. A lot. MakerDAO, you could come talk to us if you get this. Seriously. Okay? I think we can make a very, very good deal. Take a lot of risk off your plate. Winklevost brothers, twins, talk to us as well. I think I could put you in a very, very strong position. Open it up for all business and negotiations.